back to the 9th IeSF World Championships here in Busan, South Korea. I'm DK. I'm joined by the lovely Ian Sniper Turner. Was that you trying to be Asian?
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that.
You're already there, mate, so don't even worry about it.
So, who have we got coming up for us, Ian?
Well, we've got Fire Dragoon versus the Protea team, South Africa.
So South Africa against Malaysia. And this Fire Dragoon team is an interesting team. They're a lot like the rest of the kind of APAC teams that are trying to break into that top tier. They're very hit and miss, aren't they?
Yeah, I believe I stood behind these guys at the recent event, and I noticed a couple of issues between the teammates. You know, a bit of back chat and coaching during rounds. So, yeah, I mean, they're on the up and up, I guess, but they've still got a lot to learn. And against a team like the Proteas, well, it's a good opportunity to really put themselves on the map.
Yeah, definitely. So this is the actual lower half of this group, and unfortunately they have both lost to MVP PK, who were actually one of the favorites to take out this whole entire tournament.
Understandably.
And Nexus from Romania. And they've been quite lopsided. So Protea from South Africa have actually gone 16-2 on Inferno against MVP and 16-1 on Cobble against Nexus. And very similar results for the guys from Malaysia. Fire Dragoon 16-5 on Mirage against Nexus, which is a Romanian team, and 16-3 on Keish against MVP.
So I guess what we can take out of that is that Romanian team is here with fire. You know what I mean? They took it to MVP as well. And these other games,
16-12.
Yeah, so these other games have been pretty convincing from those teams. So this is probably going to be the battle for about third place in that group, I would say. And to be honest, it's hard to see who's going to come out on top of this, obviously, because both games against the experienced teams were quite a landslide. So for me, this is a good opportunity for the young up-and-comers for the Proteas to really show us that they're on that same level pegging as the Malaysian team, who we've just recently seen. We don't see much from South Africa these days. It's quite far away, I suppose.
Yeah, it is indeed. And I remember there was like maybe a year ago now, there was a couple of those guys coming through the style that are like old 1.6, like they're in their 30s, like we're in their 30s, and they were just like
not there's anything wrong with
trying
that.
To change it. Like no, but I'm talking like 38, 37, right? Like
no, it wouldn't.
Deep?
It wouldn't be that deep, mate. No way.
We'll see. But yeah, no. If they're 31, they're still a young spring chicken.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Anything is possible for those guys.
But this is the second one of the teams. We have two teams here with female players. We saw Ginny absolutely going ham. Unfortunately, did go down in that earlier match. But here we have the second female player in the South African lineup, and it's great to see, isn't it?
Yeah, actually totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on that. Obviously, you know, this is. I think I mean, it would be good to see those two teams go head to head, but that's another story for another day. But look. In my opinion, maybe Fire Dragoon take this. What do you think?
Yeah, I think, I mean, it is that bottom tier, and they both have comprehensive losses to these two upper echelon teams in Romania and South Korea. But I really do have to. I mean, we saw them at that last event. They can be quite sharp, can be quite dominating, and I think there's a little bit of a lack of experience compared to these two teams from South Africa. So I really do heavily favour the Malaysian team.
Yeah, I feel like the Malaysian team obviously would be the favourites going into this, but I haven't seen anything from the Proteas. So I just want to see what their aim is like. Well, I wish we could use like our awesome nationalistic names, but yeah.
So let's see how this goes. We'll be heading into this game. There we have it. The female player showing the men how it's done, I'm sure. And the guys from Malaysia ready to take this on. There is an opportunity if the math goes into the way of the favourite one of these teams, they can make it through. But at this stage, these top two teams are just a bit too dominating, aren't they?
Yep, so it looks like we're going to have the South African team starting on the T side, assert their dominance on the map of Overpass. So a lot of opportunity for long-range angels here as the Malaysian team try to discover what's going on at the start of the round, take an aggressive stance towards that fountain, and then quickly fall back just to value their lives.
Yeah, that being the case, Taz just doing a little bit of a jump peek there, gets a little bit of information and try to utilize the range of that USP, but doesn't find too much luck. Unfortunately, it looks like they will be committing towards this bomb site. He's still plenty of time left to play. A nice little angle here, held by Yongwei, but he will get taken down by Chappie with the help of Spear. And it looks like it's a 5-4 situation. Frosty gets really close to that clock, really closing the distance, making his pistol far superior and takes down Click as well. So this is a nice opening for the guys from South Africa and girls. I beg your pardon.
Yeah, well, that's right. Get your stuff together, Danny. So Malaysia now on the back foot, 2 versus 4, bomb down. Let's see if they can work something out here. Otherwise, they've got their armor still. Not sure on the digits on that, but it's a good opportunity for them to save a UMP next round. But Devi and Enable say nothing is out of our way. Jeez, they bring it back to a 2 versus 2. Sheer with a good frag there onto Enable, maybe bit off more than he could chew. Smoke comes down, has the defuse kit. He's going to opt to hold this, and you know what? I think he's got it.
Yeah, this is dangerous. They need to land a headshot. And they just get it through the smoke. She just delivering on the goods there. That was very close.
Definitely where he gets his name. That was
yeah.
maybe sheer luck, and you know, I mean, well done to Malaysia to bring that round back, but
yeah,
South Africa are opening the account pretty good, pretty strong early on. So 4 versus 2 situation. Yeah, it comes down to a bit of a dicey one, but they've got the goods so far. The underdogs here, so
yeah, the all-important round. This will be the first win at the tournament for either one of these teams to take it away, and that's nice to have, definitely.
Yeah, well, we see here a mixed fire coming out from Malaysia as Rev spots out a player and goes on the chase. Could get caught wanting here, as he does. Devi takes him down with the teamwork from Taz, getting 2 headshots with the scout towards the long A area. And now we've got RSA on the back foot. 2 versus 5. Oh, Frosser takes up so much damage trying to get that kill on Devi. So does Chappie over at the B bomb site. They haven't got the bomb at this point, so this is really a bit of a mess.
Indeed it is, and Frosser did get a headshot to the scout. He was on very low health regardless, but a little bit of finesse there from Enable, and now it's just down to Chappie in a 1-on-4 situation. Favor. This is like, we've seen the double scout set up a couple times, haven't we?
Yeah, I mean, and it's been highly effective every single time. So Chappie with so much work to do, I don't think he's going to be able to do it. Malaysia wins the round with some nice scout work, and don't they look impressed?
Yeah. Let's just not be so sarcastic, mate. I mean, it's the focus. They need the focus.
I mean, look, this is just nonchalant professional players here. They're just not fazed by anything. But as you see, now we've got RSA. They're going to buy back up into this round. They didn't even get the bomb down, so this is a huge do-or-die moment for them.
Can you do a South African accent?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I will pay
Park
you.
my car. You have to park your car.
That was so Scottish. Oh, yeah, no,
yeah, you have to park your car in the garage.
Oh, yeah. That's pretty good, yeah.
Oh, well, I got there in the end.
Yeah, you did. He was a bit Scottish. Bit of Sean Connery coming down as Enable just sprays down with
I've got a bit of a throat thing, so
yeah.
It makes Sean really good, but
makes the other one that struggle just a little bit there. The pistols, unfortunately, not doing too much work. Enable does get tagged down to 12 there, and Proxy just trying to get something with that P250, and Revs will go down as well. So
I don't practice my Charlize Theron that often.
Oh, Charlize Theron. What's that movie? What's that from?
I don't know why you just did.
It's from a movie where they're like, oh, where are you from? From wherever. It's like, oh, that's where Charlize Theron's from. It's a very quotable line. Anyway, we move eloquently on. The team from South Africa.
Oh dear, I'm glad.
They do drop that scout, and Clicker manages to pick up the M4. MP9 still in the hands of Enable. Been doing
well. I mean, it wasn't
it
wasn't a super effective full force buy there from South Africa, but they're going to opt for the same bomb site hit because they did get a lot of territory, even though it will just be with the Glocks and a couple of P250s. As Malaysia just opt to take a bit of a defensive angle here. MP9 has Scout still in play, so making use of that lesser economy for the South Africans, as they're just going to burn some time down. And this is a good way to be, to be honest. It weans out any aggression from Malaysia, and it really sets the tone to say, like, you're not going to get away with this if you think you can just bully us.
Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of statement they do need to post. Just waiting for any kind of push to come through, and they've been getting quite aggressive if you see how far forward some of these CT players have been going.
What is it, Danny? You've got something on your mind.
No, I'm just trying to figure out this play coming out. The boost comes through, but not finding too much damage down there as Sheer actually gets taken down. Bomb will get planted on towards that B bomb site. Now the retake is on. They got the numbers in favor, so right now with the pistols they have in hand, this is pretty good work to get that bomb down. If Revs can manage to finagle one of these guns out of their hands, but it looks like it's going to be a tall ask at the very least. Nice little crossfire coming out. Gets one onto Davey, but gets taken down nonetheless.
Yep, so just a clinical round there from Malaysia. Just losing the one player, obviously only had the scout, so we'll see what happens here. As Malaysia just get off to a great start after losing just the pistol round. And it was a tumultuous round at that. Let's just see here. Yep, so a full buy coming out from South Africa. We've got one player, though, who's going to pick up a gun off the floor. Two, yep. So the AWP gets shuffled around. And here we go. Let's see what they're in for here. Looks like they're going to get some aggression towards the fountain area. Try and clear that out and push back any aggression from the CTs. They've stacked it, actually. They've got 3 there and 1's going unders now. Revs with a nice entry onto Yung Hui. Let's go, mate. I've got this.
I feel like you went like you tried to get the whole Asian thing happening there. It sounded very convincing.
I'm just pronouncing
Yung Hui.
Yung Hui.
No, you didn't say it like that. You said
That's what I said.
No, you're like Yung Hui.
Yung Hui.
You did it really. You did it well. No, you
Not
did
my.
very well.
Wait, what is this? Am I racist or what? Is this what we're getting
No,
down
you're
to?
not racist.
Yeah.
I'm saying you're very good at getting the cadences of specific regions, which is very handy here at these World Championships. Nonetheless, we go towards that minute 10 marker on the clock. It is 3-1 to Malaysia. They are kind of showing that formula. Has been a bit grindy, but I think if they settle, this might be a little bit too difficult for the guys and girl from South Africa.
I can actually see the very methodical approach here from South Africa. They've got the player advantage now, and they're really using it. So I'm actually really impressed so far. Devi now looking for a bit of information, very Australian style of play, just constantly peeking corners and looking for someone. You know, you don't often see a lot of discipline out of these teams, but as you see, the flash comes in, Enable sprays down Chappie.
Chappie really shouldn't have gotten worse weather. Maybe the timing was a little bit off, but just getting a blind kill, which worked out in the end. So it's 4-on-4 situation. They do make their way onto the site, so nice utilization of those nades to kind of get forward there, but Revs is in a nice spot there.
This is
I thought
beautiful.
was
Just
that.
killing that rotate, that's really going to do a lot of work for South Africa. But Devi is still in the bomb site and denies the plant. Enable coming in to take down Sheer, and Revs now with everything to do. He was lurker, now he must entry. 1 versus 2, bomb down, 10 seconds remaining. There's a lot of work for him to do. It's not impossible. He takes down the guy in heaven, Taz, but he doesn't know where this last player is, and Enable's just using the time perfectly.
Yeah, Enable's done that so well and gets the frag after time, so just nice patience there. Could hear the footsteps. May just get the orb to...
It wasn't after time.
Wasn't it?
No. It said the terrorist team had been eliminated instead of the time ran out, so...
Right.
Unfortunately, look, he's got 1950.
Well, I take back everything I said. That was terribly done. Could have done that so much better.
Look, it was okay. It could have been done better, but, you know, who are we to judge, Danny? Who are we to
well,
judge?
you can judge. I definitely can't. But you can probably judge.
Yeah, okay. Well, in that case, I'm judging the hell out of that.
So, 4-1. I mean, this is a lot closer. I mean, it's one of those situations where that kind of deficit in the scoreline, it's still very early. It doesn't really depict how close these rounds have been.
Yeah. Which happens a lot in Counter-Strike, but you know, that's the nature of the game.
That is the nature of the beast. Nice nade out there from Yung Hui as Chappie does manage to get the trade and click, going 1 for 1 for 1. So there you go. It's a 3-on-4 situation, but nothing really to worry too much about. It's a bit of an eco here. They did get that opening frag. If they can recover the weapon, that'd be great, but Davey here is a nice spot here with that
I think Yung Hui might be like a new player addition to the team, but he's a bit of a loose unit. He's just constantly being caught off guard there as the P250s cause havoc, and Frost has picked up an AWP. Oh, well, great shot on the click, dashed it around the corner. As we go 2 versus 2 now. They have armor. It might as well be a gun round. And now Enable and Taz need to hold on to this round, salvage it for Malaysia. Otherwise, who knows? I think their economy could be in a lot of tatters here after this round. And the Republic of South Africa, they're grouping up together here into a 2 versus 1 situation on the A bomb site. And let's just see. Oh yeah, nice. Just keeping him on his toes.
That's the way to do it.
Yep, that's the way to do it. So, my bad. But anyway, ES Proxy now and Froster. They're using a lot of time, which could actually benefit Malaysia, but they haven't cottoned on as the bomb is going to start planning.
Yeah, they're going to be able to get into some nice post-plant positions here and utilize that smoke. We'll see what they can do. Still a lot of utilities left on these Malaysian players as they make their way towards that A bomb site and try to play for a retake. They do have the health advantage, but there is that orb. So Froster can open up onto either of these players. It might be all she wrote to kind of open up that gun round account for the guys and go from South Africa.
Yeah, I'm going for the South Africans here. It looks like, Enable with some nice solid aim there. Has he hit that smoke? No, he's wigged it. And
he's wigged it. Oh, he gets the spray down. He's so low. Tries to get
it through that wall as well. Just it won't do a lot of damage, but there you go. ES Proxy, though, something to take out of that. Oh, he has time to... I can't even hear the bomb.
Yeah, no, he was running away.
So there you go. ES Proxy did the right thing there. Just wasted a lot of time. There's your female player for South Africa. She's impressed with that. She's like, yes.
They got one. Well, it's 4-2.
A bit of emotion. Finally, Danny. This is what I want to see, actually. I don't like this silly, like, pretending you don't care.
It was still very conservative, though, wasn't it? It was very passive emotion.
We have reputations, right? Some people,
table.
unlike us, actually care about how they're perceived by the general
population.
population.
How we're perceived by certain individuals, I guess.
Yeah, right. Speak for
no.
yourself, Danny. Have you seen me? I'm a loose unit.
You're really liking this loose unit
Yeah,
phrase,
I love it. I love it.
So Davey there with that swag. So it'll be interesting to see where he posts up with that weapon. As we see a bit of a museum by each player on that CT side with a different weapon in hand. UMP. So it's going to be interesting to see if they can hold this off. But we do see this maybe. I mean, it's the first one, so you can kind of let it pass. But a bit of ill discipline coming out from the Asian teams every now and then when it comes to these eco rounds.
Not even ill discipline. It's just like I guess randomness maybe. It's not really. They don't really ever have discipline. The Malaysian team. That's like one of their traits. You know what I mean? Very similar to Australian teams in that regard. They really need to just try and hold their positions for a lot longer and work together, and take less risks. But saying that, South Africa find their way onto the bomb site and plant without checking it, and it could turn out bad. But Revs is there to cover as ES Proxy gets that bomb plant, and now the force buy for Malaysia is not looking good. But as I say that, we're back into a 2 versus 2 situation. And again, the pendulum swings back in the favor of Republic of South Africa.
Yeah, so this is working out quite well for the South African team at this stage. Nice little hold there, taking that 2-on-1 situation. And it looks like the economy for Malaysia is not the best. They will have to eco into this one. So it should be a 4-all even game.
Now, I got to tell you, Danny, one thing about overpass defensive side is it's super critical to have a great economy. So if Malaysia was to throw away the next couple of rounds trying to force buy and not get up any Molotov smoke grenades and AWPs, then they're going to find themselves up a creek. And the RSA guys...
Will they have a paddle?
No, well, the RSA guys will be able to paddle their way out of it. So
Chappie,
a nice one there. Chappie, yeah.
Really like taking a bit too much time to clear that corner there and getting caught off guard there. Might have had a free kill onto Davey as well. He was on 1 HP lurking down towards the banner, so...
But, he's got that AK still, doesn't he? With 1 HP on Devi, it's going to make a bit of an issue. But he should probably, try and get some information for the boys later on. But Shia now, he spots someone out. Look at that, just methodically just checks the corners, goes for the run spray, which is sometimes the best thing to do against these pistols. Without a doubt, I'm not even joking. Like, it's just, you don't want to stand still for these guys. But 3 versus 2, still got that AK. You probably want to take that into the next round, Click. But
might be able to find it if they work in time to get another rifle in tow. But
it just helps with their overall economy.
Yeah.
You know?
At this stage, it looks like the round is running away from them as that bomb heads towards their bomb site. It has been planted now. If they can get this kill, they might try to get the situation. The pixel there showing, but Click just can't click on to that head or get any kind of damage through the wall there. And that would probably be all she wrote at this stage. He needed to get that kill if he wanted any chance to kind of retake this bomb site. Yeah,
I mean, 3 versus 2, no defuse kits. It's not looking pretty. They just want to cause some damage. Obviously, Click's now bailed. And so, I mean, what to expect from this round? I mean, pretty good for Malaysia to salvage a gun. There's got to be another gun somewhere. We've got Revs died, where Revs died. So if they could recover that one as well, that'd be great. Oh, nice shot there from Click.
Yeah, just trying to get some exits now, but they know exactly where he is. It's very important. He gets a second as well, and the bomb does go off, so he can get this frag. And Nable's just going to pre-fire the corner, but Foxy's just not going to have any of it. Takes him down straight away, so it's unfortunate they couldn't get the guns out of the hands of the South African player, but...
Here we go. This is what you want to see. Yep, an actual timeout at an appropriate junction. 4-4, Malaysia still in it, not out of it. Both teams doing well. The timeout comes in. Let's talk about this, guys. We've lost a couple of rounds here.
As you can see, very emphatically listening to the calls being made over the comms there.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is no time to muck around. The 30 seconds is not a lot. South Africans got the finger guns.
Well,
everything's
he's really into it, isn't he?
This is happening. Like, this is happening. He's directing air traffic. Everything's good. It's okay to land. And the Malaysians are just trying to focus, nice and calm, keeping the communications up.
How do you
trying
feel
to stay
about someone
cool.
chewing the gum over the team speak?
You can't hear it. Unless you're like a horse. Mr. Ed. Like, no, you're not going to hear it. Chewing gum is actually really good if you're nervous. You know
Yeah,
that, right?
it's nice for the nerves, but I don't know. I just feel like it's...
You're on stage. You know, everything's... Spotlights are on you. It's hot in there, apparently.
Apparently, yeah.
So here we go. South Africa on the front foot. Nice flashes, taking control of the fountain area. See if Junfei can get caught out. Click does instead.
Yeah, he's going to find a second one here. Oh, my goodness. Completely
wow.
blinded. Just dashes out, strafing, and finds the head of Sheer. So lucky to get away with that one. Froster also in Proxy on very low health. We'll see what they can get away with here. It's a 4-on-4 situation. In this kind of situation, you probably favor the T's,
yep.
but the health might come into play here.
Well, definitely. That's true. Unfortunately, in Malaysia, you know, there might not be a way for them to actually know the HP of the players. So
What did you say? In Malaysia?
The Malaysian team
Oh,
might
okay,
not be
yes.
able to.
Yes,
Gee,
of
down to
course.
get with the program, mate. You need subtitles.
You said in Malaysia, you don't know what the player of the health is. I was like, oh, Malaysians have this server-side thing where they just don't know what their health is.
Jeez, I don't know
I
what you're
don't know,
alluding
that's
to,
what you
right?
said.
I'm not going there. But Chappie, I mean, he's had a bit of an off game, if you ask me, in terms of entries, but it looks like they're going to have to rely on him. He's got the 100 HP and a bit of utility as well. Oh, geez, they're even worried about behind. That's not a good sign. 43 seconds left on the clock. It's quiet across the map. So Malaysia have split the defense 2 and 2. And it's up to RSA now to really capitalize on those numbers and get into a bomb site nice and quick. Out comes the smoke towards heaven, flashes, keeping the CTs at bay. This defensive counter molly comes in. It's all up to this player, Enable. This is a prime position, and South Africa don't have anything to flush it out.
Yeah, that was a great molly there from Enable on towards short there, just to hold things up a bit. Now there's just 15 seconds left, and Junghae is going to make it so much harder by taking down Chappie and the bomb carrier in Proxy, and now it's just a 4-on-2. There's no time. Bomb is dropped in the middle of the side. It's just a cleanup crew right now, unless Revs can go absolutely crazy, which at this stage is impossible. He's just going to make sure it doesn't go after time now. Ooh!
That was risky biscuit.
That was. Nonetheless, he managed to salvage that AK, take it into the next round, but they looked a little bit lost there, didn't they?
Yeah, they definitely wasted a lot of time, and unfortunately it looked like a team effort when it came to throwing the utility. There was no star player to say, I'm going to walk in, somebody else throw everything, and unfortunately by the time they threw all their utility, the counter mollies came out because it was just so quiet for so long. There's no reason for Malaysia to burn any of it, and unfortunately they paid the price. Time ran out, and yeah, we're lucky to even have a gun on Revs at this point. So let's see if they can fix that. Obviously 4 rounds is okay for now, but you definitely want to see a few more of those heading towards South Africa to get a better game out of this. But Malaysia, 5 rounds on the board, full utility. Money's going great. They can afford to lose a couple, but it's still, they're actually showing a bit of discipline now. They are wandering around quite a bit, but it's important for overpass and not let up and give the Ts any free map control. And that's what they're doing, so everything's going to plan.
Yeah. I mean, it does look like they're half to lose at this stage. Revs, the only one with that AK, needs to find something, open anything up. Looks like it's a heavy commitment towards this dirty water area and that B bomb site. Looks like they make a bit of a push here. A bit of a jump pick coming through. I'm not too sure if he spotted out the players, but if that's the case, they look like there's the heavier stack. The heavier contingent of Malaysian players here. Enable's going to take a little bit of a peek. He doesn't spot too much. He's only got the UMP in hand, so maybe not too worried if he does go down. The smoke short will get re-smoked, and now there's just under a minute left. I mean, these guys are taking a lot of time. I mean, I hope they come up with something interesting here. They do still have all 5 players up.
I like, though, that Malaysia hasn't gone and fallen for any of this bait. You know, South Africa's making a lot of noise around the place, so Malaysia haven't gone begging and been found wanting, so that's great. But Frosted are now in a good spot to get a good P250 kill. And Revs, unfortunately, the only gun that they had gets taken out with ease from Taz.
Yeah, Proxy's actually picked that up, so interesting to see that she didn't swap out.
Oh, you want to see the dream.
You do, but unfortunately get taken down. So, you know, she was peppering away a while with that P250, having that AK on her back. Maybe she didn't know she had picked it up, but goes down nonetheless. Gets a nice couple of 1Bs off, though, before she goes down.
Yep, so you can see here, South Africa should... Oh, no, they're actually still in the dumps for money. So they're just going to have the CZ. No armor, just on sheer, obviously with the Deagle trying to counter any sort of aim punch. But Revs definitely doing the best for them at the moment. Unfortunately, that last round went down without a fight. But Malaysia have a 3-2 split. They're going for a boost towards B side. Oh, this is going to be deadly.
This is not going to work out. I was Enable getting a couple of frags. Taz helping out as well. We'll drop the bomb carrier, and that's just an absolute meat mincer, just bottlenecking towards Monster there. 7-4. Nothing to worry about. We only had that one play with the armor.
They don't look worried.
They don't look worried at all. It's interesting to see how they've recalibrated from that 4-4 scoreline. They look like they're definitely in a lot more control now.
I'm liking what I see from Malaysia in terms of their aim. It's very fast, and you know, it's they're very snappy at the moment. So hopefully they can keep that going for the rest of this tournament and go for that next spot. Obviously they've versed the hardest 2 teams in the group for now, but there's still others in the group, isn't there? I believe it's a 5-team group, is it, or a 4-team? I can't remember now. I'm cooked. But end of the day, this is all about salvaging some pride. It's a shame we don't see much of South Africa. I wish we did, actually.
Yeah, well, they have great systems in place. I know they've got kind of like a nice collegiate system where actually people can get scholarships for playing the esports. I mean, that's wonderful. We'd love to have that in all regions, but they have adapted that, and they've had that for quite a while now. So a bit ahead of their time, which is good. And they really promote esports as a you know,
a healthy
professional,
hobby.
yeah, professional, healthy, encouraged hobby and career path, really. So good to see that they're coming out of that, but I guess it's difficult, right? They're kind of the same scenario that we have in Australia where they're just a bit far from everything, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, you could use that as an excuse, I suppose, but it hasn't really stopped the Koreans. As we see, again, a bit of a split map control for both teams. As Devi here very close and very far, like a fish out of water. And smoked off perfectly from Yoon, but he gets spotted through the corner. And Frosso with 2 entries, they should just get straight onto this A site. But Chappie's here as well. He can actually fake B and get the players to either stay there or rotate back. But it looks like the whole team is just going to chill and use their numbers advantage instead.
Yeah, they don't want to give anything away. They've strung together a couple of ecos. They want to hold on to as many guns as they can. Really build up that economy heading to the latter parts of this round. But Enable's just scoped on into short here. The timing, the absolute timing.
You hate that.
How many times do you see that?
Yeah.
That is devastating, unfortunately, for Enable. That would have been absolutely simple stuff for him as they would have picked into his crosshair, but nice little frag.
All right, so South Africa should know where both players are at this point and be able to work around that. And it looks like Malaysia are just going to opt to save their weapons. So unfortunately, no more fireworks for this round, as I don't think South Africa will be on the hunt, but...
I mean, different story if Enable gets that shot on, doesn't scope out, and Taz finds that second. There's an opportunity there, but at this stage,
yeah, pretty tough, though. Pretty tough to say. I mean, with the AWP in that situation, the guy just needs to get across and plant the bomb, and we're in a pretty similar situation.
So
and don't forget, if both players are on the B-bomb site, like I said before, Malaysia obviously got some issues with working together. They'd rather split up. If they were both on the B-bomb site, you could probably say the bomb wouldn't have got planted maybe, but it's all hindsight, I guess. But just something to think about in the future. Just work together instead of splitting up in when you're already down and out with numbers. 2 versus 4, it's not better 1 versus 4 twice, is it?
There's too much maths there for me to comprehend. I was just chilling out to that music hit, really. Nice to hear. And the guns will come out once again from Malaysia. Davy's yet to buy it, but he's got 5.5k, so shouldn't have a problem just kitting up there. And money, kind of stabilizing there, but we are heading to the latter parts of the round, so nothing too much to worry about. Galil comes out onto Revs, and the double up set up once again for Malaysia.
Yep, so it looks like South Africa just going to opt for the same strategy, just spread out across the map. They got that nice Molotov Malaysia there. That's one of the newer ones you see that prevents the T's getting too far, too early, too soon. And Shia, though, pushes on straight on through. Froster, this is a position he got 2 kills in last round through a gap under the smoke. He might be looking to get flashed through. Be pretty dicey and dangerous, but as you see, Malaysia have fallen off, so it shouldn't be a problem. South Africa efficiently take some map control without any casualties.
Yeah, I mean, Youngwei was quite far forward, obviously trying to get a bit of a pick as they come out, but at this stage might get a nice shot onto Sheer there, but just kind of hits it a bit weird and gets him down to 54, but that is not the frag that he was looking for. Now just going to give it away now and get a bit more passive angle on towards that site. He's going to hold towards Bathroom, but I don't think we'll see too much action as of yet, as they do look like they're rotating back towards T-spawn to pick up that bomb and join their teammates in Connector.
Yeah, I appreciate Chappie just checking every corner there as Devi just eats a bit of a nade from his teammate for fun. As the Republic of South Africa start really noisily making their way onto the A-bomb site from quite far away. Malaysia pick up on it and the rotate seems to come out. They've got 3 players here at the A site. So this is going to be an all-out brawl in a second.
Yeah, Younghui's had some interesting opportunities to try to capitalize on a shot. They weren't a bit the easiest, so you can't say he's whipped it, but Davian Click just, I thought he was going to hold that angle, but gets mollied out and peaks. And really, unfortunately, they should have taken care of that situation.
Oh, I don't think you can say that, but I mean, I think they've done pretty well to get as close as they did to the bomb site. Unfortunately, they gave it away before they got in there, telegraphed it just quite a bit. And now, yes, Proxy, let's see what she can do. Oh, I guess taken down by you with a nice trade.
So he's like, yes, Proxy, let's see what she...
well, it was looking good.
Yeah.
I don't know where the shot came from, actually. Maybe like from behind or something, but... South Africa look to be in pretty good spirits. 5 rounds is not the end of the world, let's be honest. Malaysia the favourites coming into this. And you can just see the Malaysian guys, they're on a level above South Africa, but you can just sense there's a huge gap as well between them and MVP and Romania. Yeah.
I mean, 5, 6, obviously 7 is the ideal situation at this stage as Malaysia has already won out the half, but 6? Is 6 doable for South Africa?
Oh, yeah, I mean, without a doubt. Once you get a roll on the other team, it's really hard to get back into this game unless you really let your economy reset. And not a lot of teams are willing to take that risk to give away so many rounds just for the sake of economy, because obviously if you lose, then you're doing it all over again. But
yeah.
Yep, Revs now just trying to make his way into the B-bomb site. Gets taken down by Device. Some nice shooting here from Malaysia, like we noted earlier. Frost has the M4, so he hasn't been able to use it at this point, but no armor on him.
Yeah,
So
interesting that Frost did pick up the M4. Taz obviously getting aggressive there. Obviously aware that they are on that eco, trying to maybe pad his stats there, but the 1-for-1 in that situation is definitely not ideal. And if Froster comes away and does something magical with his M4,
yeah,
I mean, he's going to be absolutely reeling, but still.
I mean, this looks pretty difficult to play against. I mean, South Africa's momentum is just, 1 minute they're coming for a site and then they just stop and then they wait, and it's very hesitant sort of play and really gets you questioning things. It's quite difficult to play against, but here we go. They're going to finally try and attack the site. Froster's still not sure if he wants to or not.
I thought he had a glimpse of Enable's head there, but obviously not, just not paying attention to the bottom of the screen, and will get taken down by him. So very unfortunate. She will be the last to go down. So that's a 9-5. One more round to play for.
Yep.
Before we head into the second half.
Yep, and that second half, I mean, depending on how South Africa are on this map, I mean, you got to wonder how it got in here. I'm not seeing much from them. They got a couple of smoke grenades here and there, but that's about it, unfortunately. And they're going to need a lot more of that if they're going to break this defense from Malaysia. I mean, the Malaysian team, I think they're pretty comfortable on a map like Overpass. We see them play a fair bit, so it's just, yeah, it's pretty easy for them at this point. But we've got a full buy up from South Africa on this last round. Nice counter smoke there. Oh. But they're already out of dodge. Malaysia's gone. They're back. Back in CD spawn. This is the perfect way to play Overpass, to be honest. And South Africa really need to capitalize on that. They can see this territory is up for grabs. They need to use as little utility as possible. If they can flush out Click here, this would be really good for them. Yoon is on a great angle to cover him. And it's a good opportunity for the T's to push up towards short, but they're not aware of that at the moment. But like I said, they're very hesitant, South Africa. They don't really have a game plan sort of approach like a phase 1, phase 2. It's very slow, and this is what happens. You just get punished for any sort of late round aggression, and nice trade there for ES Proxy. Really important, actually, for South Africa.
Yeah, once again, we see that Click gets that opening frag, and instead of falling back, just goes for a little bit too much and gets traded out 1-for-1. Obviously, that will favor the South African team, but maybe they should just be a bit more passive. But we do like to see that aggression coming out from the Asian teams. That's what makes them so dangerous. And right now they are in the lead. So, I mean, I guess you can roll the dice, but that hasn't paid off too many times with the flash rain down onto that side. The shots fully blinded. Youngwei doesn't get too much. He doesn't know that the players move forward, but luckily Taz will take down Proxy. And now it's just shot there. He was flashed and just takes that line once again and eventually hits that shot this time around. And he can spot another player. He is super low and managed to hit that shot through the truck as the player was tagged down to about 14 HP. And now Youngwei will finish off onto Frosty. So 10-5 in the half there.
Yep.
We said if 6 would be enough. Is 5 enough?
Look, I don't think so. But, I mean, that being said, who knows? Look, Malaysia have got some pretty good strategies for their T side. I think you're going to see how they take map control differently and execute onto sites differently. The issue with South Africa there was simply they had the numbers on the A site, but just didn't actually get any territory from any of their utility usage. So, unfortunately, it just was like a turkey shoot for Malaysia.
We have seen a fair amount of turkey shooting this afternoon, haven't we? Hopefully, South Africa can put a stop to that.
Yep.
And a little bit of turkey shooting of their own, but pistol round all important. This could bring them to 10-8, and then we do have a game once again on our hands. Let's not write anything home at this moment as we do see that fast play coming in towards connection. Top player's being spotted there. He's just getting absolutely set upon. What would you call that? That was the Glock tickle, was it?
Well, no, that, in this instance, it's just purely the Glock drain.
Yeah.
But I did say something about a tickle orgy before. But
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Just
forget about
that.
that.
I don't know why I brought that. I'm not sure what I was thinking. But 3-on-4 situation. South Africa facing down the barrel of losing the secondary pistol as the rotate comes through towards that B bomb site. It's going to be relatively open now. And when I mean relative, it's going to be completely open. Pending that player coming down towards that home position. As the spam comes through, that has been smoked off now. So they will get the bomb plant down. And the opportunity there. The rotate's coming through, retake coming in. And it's going to be a hard battle if they can't retake this bomb site going to the gun round.
Yep, so South Africa with a lot to do here. 3 versus 4, no defuse kit. They're trying to battle them down. And here it comes. Getting some aggression coming in. And Abel doesn't even pick up on the footsteps as Taz gets a nice trade. But that's all she wrote for the pistol round as it goes back towards Malaysia. And that's just going to help them solidify this lead. South Africa are really going to have to pull something out here to get back into this.
Indeed the case. We have seen this a couple of times today, and look at this, not a single rifle amongst the guys. A couple of MAC-10s and the UMPs, yeah.
Yeah, I
There's
like
one
it.
at bank.
I
Yeah.
like it. I want to see fast B rush. I can sense the no respect play here from Malaysia. Just 5 guys just running in and trampling over the opposition.
So this is an interesting observation. We see Chappie with the deagle, but 5-7's kid out on the floor of the players. So
you don't see much of the 5-7
yeah.
these days.
You really don't, but obviously backing themselves with the gun and trying to utilize that first bullet. There you go. Proxy finding one, Revs find the other. So maybe we might be wrong about that 5-7. It still has some life in it yet, as they do get fairly far with it, as the MAC-10s eventually do shred up these pistol unarmored opponents. Now it's just Dan Froster with the 5-7
1
in
versus
hand.
3. Yeah, no armor, no defuse kit, so everything's against him. As he's choosing passive position here, just clearing his angles, waiting for enemy aggression. There doesn't seem to be any, so he is able to get a 1v1 here, but he might be quickly traded out if he doesn't snap back. But Enable does the job, doesn't need any help. Actually had quite a good game so far, Enable.
Yeah, definitely has been rich up there. And still a smile on her face, though. She's enjoying the experience nonetheless, but
I mean, that's what it's about.
game is
Just got to
getting a
have
bit
some
away from
fun,
them.
doesn't it?
yeah, I mean, that's why we all start playing, isn't it? For a bit of fun. The tilt and the salt and the pain and the crying and the losing comes later.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And the holes in the back. And the empty bank accounts.
I'm sure that's a story maybe not meant for stream. But
What do you mean? Oh, it was no story. It was just you were rambling on about all the the woes. I just thought I'd pitch in with mine. Oh, not my particular woes, just my...
your opinion of what
I just
the woes
know of a
possibly
few
could be.
other
Yes,
woes you
of
can
course.
have.
Yeah, definitely. There is some always a bit of soap drama-like action when it comes to esports, but we digress. Nice opening there. Gets hit by the nade, which is just
Pretty good, because you just ruined their smoke.
The odd body block. Click is made a bit of noise to get there, and Chappie actually had to jump on him, but does turn around and get that frag, and now Click just boosting up to see if he can see anyone. Just going to molly off that angle, and it looks like Malaysia in a safe hands. Revs did manage to recover that MAC-10 though, and Frost is just kind of hold off the angle. Maybe go for
have you
some
seen
exits.
that movie, Chappie?
That's the one.
It's a South African movie.
Oh yeah, I did actually.
Yeah, and the
It was
robot.
weird.
Okay, let's not judge. But yeah, maybe that's where the name comes
No,
from.
it was an odd movie. You liked it, obviously.
Did not like it. I was gonna keep that off microphone, but then I thought, nah.
You're entitled to your opinion.
I know, right? I'm a critic.
Yeah, very subjective thing.
I thought it
the
could have
art of
been
cinema.
so much better.
Yeah, I mean he's done some good stuff, right? What's his name
such
again?
good stars in it as
The
well.
South African fella. But yeah, it got really kind of. He's always trying to send a message, right? And it's
Yeah.
we're analyzing a movie now, but it's important not to push the message too hard.
Oh, they were on the
But
eco.
Stop that. That's that might get deep.
I'm not
Might
going
just go
deep
through a
on
catalogue.
anything at this point. Just maybe on a game of Counter-Strike. But as we see, Malaysia, they're buying up into this round.
We are flirting with the line, so I feel like
No
maybe
way.
there's a bit of a line and we are just
No
dancing
way.
on it. But Froster with the orb there,
We're tickling it.
and this might be the last roll of the dice to try to build up a couple of rounds and claw back at that 13-5 scoreline there. Click just out straight away, gets the headshot on the Toxic, gets straight out straight away. All frags coming out all the way, and that ends up on a 2-on-3 situation, if you can call it that, as Taz is only on 1 HP. The superior firepower is in the hands of the South African players, but right now it's going to be a difficult situation.
It's interesting, actually, just going brute force against Malaysia has actually worked out in the benefit of South Africa. As now, 2 vs 2 situation heavily favours them, even though retaking with the AWP. They just have to defuse the bomb. If Chappie can get some territory here and jump on it, are they really going to try and stop the defuse through a boost? It's dicey.
Yeah, we'll see if this works out. He spotted the players, so they know that they're on site now, so maybe it's just an information play. The flash will rain in, and it's actually worked out quite well.
There's not enough time to defuse now. No defuse kit on Chappie. Unlucky as Taz finishes it off with 1 HP.
So maybe that's something they've had in the books for a little while, and I mean that could just on the incorrect timing of that could actually just go completely to the fray, right? But it works out for them that time.
I mean, you don't always have
They're
to
trying
do
to
the right
innovate.
thing in Counter-Strike to win. Let's not beat around the bush. Sometimes you can do the wrong thing to win. It's all about doing the opposite to what you're expected to do in some instances.
Yeah.
You know, surprise is a best friend, especially for this particular game.
Well, you know, necessity is the mother of all invention, and right now we see the invention of 2 swag 7s. We can call that a swag 14 maybe, as one of the carriers in Frost. He gets tagged down to 36, just holding off that angle. He's going to get picked. He's completely blunt. He's going to get absolutely taken down by Enable. Now Revs. Where is Revs with that secondary swag 7? Hopefully that he can do a better job than his deceased teammate now. But he's just going to be holding off short. So he's not going to see too much action as of yet, as that bomb rotates towards that long A position. where it is just down to Sheer and that 5.7 to hold it down. I miss the 5.7 being as good as it used to be. They used to be just the best gun.
Yeah, I mean, you read the description for the update, and it says that they're, changed a bit of the vertical recoil, and I don't see how it made it worse, but just somehow it did, and then everyone just opted for the CZ. So
yeah,
but I mean, like we said before, the CZ is so balanced. Like it needs something, doesn't it?
It's useless.
But
you just keep the Glock. Don't waste your money on a CZ.
The scout, though, this tournament so far has been brutal as Chappie finds the head of Click. And Yoon just wants to trade out. But unfortunately, Chappie's relocated. And we see Malaysia very quietly approach the A-bomb site, which is all about the element of surprise. Something South Africa gave away.
Yeah, it's just going to be down to Sheer here holding this position there. Yeah.
5-7.
Too sharp there on Enable. But once again, nice scout shot there to finish off the damaged player, but now it's a clear bomb site and the rotates are going to be coming through. Proxy, the firepower is somewhat lacking there, and then they've got the single flash left, but they do have a kit, so they do have some stuff working for them, and they do have close proximity, so we'll see if they can just absolutely go ham, but this will be interesting to see a retake with the Swag 7. They get the one, but the trade out comes through. The UMP does the work onto Taz, so now it's a one-on-one situation. Oh, and the AWP has it all. Youngwei cleaning up.
Too good, mate.
Clinical.
No defuse kit on ES proxy, so it would have been quite tough, but definitely in with the shot. They're getting it down to a 1v1, but unfortunately Yoon just, obviously got that international experience as well, recently playing in a couple of international tournaments, and now finds himself at another one. So it all starts to add up, doesn't it? And that's what we were trying to say about Georgia. You know, time after time, you get beaten up, but you come back stronger every time.
Yeah, and I know that a lot of these South African players are still quite young, so this is a nice experience to get under the belt in the early days of your Counter-Strike career, and hopefully these are some names that we'll see again. But unfortunately for today, this game has gotten away from them somewhat. They do try to stave something off. They got a decent buy, but the utility is super low.
Yep. And a map like Overpass, you definitely want as much utility. You can never have enough, actually, as the CT side. So here we go. Malaysia going to be able to walk in here, maybe have a pop flash or something as they initiate with just a gunfight. And great shooting by Defy.
Yeah, they're just going to go in there and just rely on their aim. Very confident now.
Wow, I can't believe that. They didn't throw a single thing.
They're just like, we have a Chappie with a nice little flank there to find Click, but they know where he is now. They know exactly where the two players are. That molly's not going to work at all. Chappie might actually get the jump on them here as he's actually pushed through and gone under that molly. Manages to get the bomb planter down. So now it's a 2-on-2 situation. The FAMAS doing work. Taking down Enable, so now it's down to Youngwei. This is not the ideal weapon for the situation. Manages to utilize the CZ. He knows that Chappie's on short. He has picked up the bomb, so he's just going to hightail it up to this upper bomb site on towards A, and he will get the plant down. And Chappie, this is the one thing that's working for him. He can come from anywhere. Yeah,
definitely. And I mean, Yoon is even staying here, trying to catch Chappie on the rotate, but Chappie's actually gone the long way, and he's already made his way towards A long. I think Chappie has read this perfectly, and it's actually going to outplay Yoon Wei.
Yeah, no, that's pretty good there. Oh, man, Yoon Wei. You can outplay them all you want, but when you have reaction speeds like that, it doesn't really matter. Yoon Wei finishing it off in style there.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know. I think that was a quick scope. I think there was a bit of a click there. I'm not sure.
Whatever it was. Look, it was a clinical win there for the Malaysians, salvaging some pride here at the IeSF Championship as we see South Africa getting ready just to handshake all in the name of sportsmanship. It was a good game nonetheless, but unfortunately Malaysia had the goods.
Yeah, I mean, for a moment there early on, it was very early on, I guess it was like 4 all apiece. I thought there was an opportunity there for South Africa. I was relatively impressed, but yeah, Malaysia just a little bit slower to start, but they did find their groove in the end there.
Yeah, like I said, they're just out of their depth there, but it's all about experience, and eventually it will culminate into something good.
Yeah, I mean, so they have it 16-5 Youngwei. A couple of nice showings from those guys, but unfortunately it doesn't seem like they are likely to make it through the group stages here as our guys from...
unfortunate.
Forgetting.
But like I said, salvage a bit of pride.
Yeah,
and I saw some pretty good stuff there from them. So if they could bring that element of, I don't know what, just finesse or something against other opponents that are on their same level, I feel like they need that confidence.
Yeah. But a lot to take away from there, which has been, a bit of a repeating story here for kind of the lesser experienced teams, but an experience nonetheless. Now, on the other side of this break, we have our last group stage map of Counter-Strike here for the IeSF World Championships here in Busan. Stay tuned to catch that after this.